90 days after the planned formation of Truist was announced, COVID essentially dropped the world on its head.
Mm-hmm.
How did that affect the process of forming this new brand?
Yeah. It was such an inflection point for us, right? So you go back to what we talked about earlier with being a purpose-led company. And what I witnessed was this moment, an inflection point where all of our teammates came together and said, we're here for one purpose. And it is about inspiring and building better lives and communities. And we are going to do this as one team, truly bringing that to life. Was it challenging? Navigating through that pandemic? Absolutely, right? But as you look at it now, even and look back at that moment in time, the culture truly came to life.
Yeah.
It was all about winning as one team, Team Truist, put your purple jersey on, right? It was all the things that we talked about earlier. And what was interesting is the team had actually planned for the grand unveiling at our opening ceremonies of Truist Park, the Atlanta Braves.
Mm-hmm.
And later, there wasn't a season at all, right? And so you think about what was initially planned and what the teams had been marching towards in terms of this big unveiling, which is always very exciting for all your experienced teams, your brand teams. And instead, we went and pivoted to different agile ways. And we still brought the brand to life, right? The teams worked for 27 months on bringing that brand to life across all of our different physical spaces. So our branches, our ATMs, all of our creative content, how you think about our digital experiences. And we didn't stop. But what was one thing that was evident about that moment is it was an inflection point.
Yeah.
And everyone was in it to win it as one team, truly anchored in purpose. And at that moment, I do believe that's when our culture and our brand truly came to life.
I love that. Before this show, I hosted another podcast for the ANA, and it was running through 2020 and 2021. Mm-hmm. And I remember a recurring theme of obviously everybody's plans got flushed down the toilet and your 3-year plan got pulled through a 2-week window. But there were some moments of absolute incredible humanity, like the power of people. Mm-hmm. And it's just so cool. And just another thing that we're talking about, the importance of purpose, the importance of brand. The jersey on the back matters to employees as much as customers. Mm-hmm. That's real. You can't just put anything on that and expect people to run through a wall. So brand has value beyond what we typically talk about. Mm-hmm. And I think as an employer motivation, I think it's just second to none. Yeah. Super, super cool. So another thing that I was kind of a recurring thing back in the day is that, art is limitations. So sometimes you get put in this constraining situation and an idea or an approach or a strategy that just never would have come to light. It just comes to fruition. Were there any pleasant surprises during the pandemic for the Truist brand?
Yeah, I think, it's interesting when you think about the moment in time where we were. Again, I go back to Team Truist and the jersey. Everyone sort of anchored and rallied around. We're here for our clients, a client-centric point of view. We also have a design team, a research and insights team, and we were able to unlock and leverage a lot of those insights during a fairly uncertain moment that helped us also shape how we thought about our messaging, showing up with a level of care in a moment when people had a lot of fear of what was happening. And there were a lot of unknowns. And so taking that really deep research and insights, again, all fresh and relatively new because we were still rolling out a new brand, right? Deploying a new brand. We were really able to shape something new in a very unique and different way. I'll give you another example, being on calls together. I remember explicitly being on a call thinking about a new solution we were asked to deliver to the marketplace. So a product we were asked to deliver to the marketplace to help some of our small businesses with very limited information that had been put in our hands. And I remember being on that call, and I remember teammates joining the call, and they said, I'm John, and I'm from this group. How can I help? I'm Sarah. I'm from this group. How can I help? And so this is that manifestation of the culture coming to life we talked about that was really deeply anchored in purpose and putting our clients at the center. It was all about care for your clients in this moment of unknown. We know there's one thing that's true, and that is if we care for our clients, our teammates, by the way, are going to feel a sense of purpose, and ultimately it will deliver as well for our stakeholders in terms of business outcomes. And so those are those tangible examples that we saw come to life that were probably rather unexpected, but it was truly the manifestation of our purpose and really the brand experiences coming to life.